What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. Goldenhashira here, and today we are going to be reacting to chapter 4 of Neru, the Way of the Martial Artist. So if you all do enjoy this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. And also join my Discord so we can have a discussion about anything manga, anime related, or just life in general. So without any further ado, let's jump into this week's chapter. Now I'll admit that this week's chapter, it did feel like it was a little bit shorter than usual, but that's pretty fine, honestly. So the written test will commence outside, which will consist of language arts, English, and social studies. So while the skill test would be explained on site, basically. So the skill test would obviously take more effort, or at least to other people, not to Neruma. The academics portion probably would take uh, more effort for him. We'll see. So each applicant could bring one weapon made from either wood, bamboo, or rubber. And there was around like 600 people taking the test, according to another student. And Nerima found out that junior high school martial arts tournaments had been occurring all along, but of course it made sense now he didn't know about it because he never had access to internet because of his ideals or whatever. So immediately following that, the instructor explains the task for the exam, which was the completion of three tasks. After completing the academic portion, they had to steal a headscarf off of a ninja because there were ninjas hiding in the school grounds. Then, secondly, turn in the scarf and as well as their answer sheets. And lastly, ring the bell. So the good part about this was that there was no time limit whatsoever, but the bad part, this was the catch basically, was if the bell rung 108 times, then the test would end. So only 108 out of 600 would get their test graded, but another student says only 90 of that 108 will be accepted. So they're just trying to eliminate or at least filter out all of the I wouldn't really say bad apples, but just the weakest among the group basically. So once the test begun, Nerima looked hopeless because he couldn't think at the time until he thought back to his training slash studying session. So he began to move around, which caused his memory of the things he studied to kick in. And it made sense because at the time he didn't think that he was allowed to move around until after he was done with the test. But he later figured out that you can, like, there was nothing in the rules that stated that he couldn't move around to complete his test or whatever. Or, like, the test didn't have to be completed at the starting area. So, Narima actually just rushed up the stairs while answering the test questions. He managed to not run into anyone else while doing so. So, that is really impressive to be thinking of the question that you're trying to answer, writing down the answer, and then dodging everybody that was on the stairs doing the same thing that he was. But I'm pretty sure everybody else was probably bumping into somebody else at some point in time. So he continued to run up the stairs and he remembered that the scarf snatching war was about to begin. It obviously didn't occur in this chapter, but I'm pretty sure we'll see it in chapter 5 next week. So it seemed as though he had been in first place from what one of the panels showed, because it showed like everybody else was kind of lagging behind. And even I believe one student who showed like some promising, I guess, feats or whatever from what another student said about him. I think he was honestly even lagging behind a little bit, so he seemed like he was surprised. Especially given the fact that everybody who was in the vicinity knew that Nerima wasn't from around there, since he didn't even know that they had martial arts tournaments occurring, and he didn't even have internet, so they literally called him a hick. So that was something. So the exam was far from over, as you can see, because the first task hasn't even been completed yet, so I'm pretty sure we'll see that next chapter where the um ninja headscarf stealing will begin. So yeah. So that's pretty much it for this week's chapter. Like I said, it wasn't really as long as the previous ones, which is perfectly fine, especially given the fact that the next chapter will be, I believe, coming out next Monday. So that's fine. So I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and if so, please don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe. And I think I have a little surprise at the end of this video. Um, yeah. So peace out, everybody. Golden Hashira out. Stay safe and see you all next time.